It is, but we don't change. I probably said in the meeting, we don't change how we practice. We still constantly. I strive to have the best Tuesday practice that we've had all year. And tomorrow we'll come back, try to have the best Wednesday practice, regardless who your opponent is. So, do I know they get excited? Yeah, they get excited for any game. You only get 11 guaranteed games, but the excitement for them to be able to be on a national stage, playing a team that's ranked in the top 10. So, yeah, that's exciting for them. But each and every week, someone said, "Are you ever in awe?" I'm in awe every game. I'm in awe in the ice castle. What we get to do this. We get to coach, we get to play games, and no matter who you're playing or where it's at, for me, it's all inspiring every Saturday.
Will Levis, obviously a pretty talented quarterback. Just how does he put pressure on defense?
Well, he can do it with his legs. He's going to do it with his arm, but he has the ability. He's tough. He's a leader of that team, and, the kids believe in him. And so they do a great job mixing in play action pass, boots. They get them out of the pocket, so they move the pocket around. So it just takes you got to be focused, again, for 4+ quarters. It really makes sure that you're a disciplined, fundamentally sound defense. That's probably where you just see the size. They play with 3 down linemen, which allows them now to play with 8 guys behind where they can bring their edge players. They can put them in coverage. Makes it, for us, we haven't seen that this year. But we got to handle those front 3 guys and their 2 inside backers. And then they have 2 edge guys on each side that are 6'5", 250 pounds that are very athletic. So, for us, they have a great defensive scheme, I think, Coach Stoops, and they've recruited towards that, So when you see a 6'6", 330-pounder, I saw a double team against Miami where he just stood there and 2 guys, didn't budge him an inch. So, definitely they've gotten themselves to compete in the SEC. And how do you do that? It starts on the defensive line. If I see him, I'd say hi. When we were recruiting Bryce, we talked, and he really liked Bryce. And just like all coaches, kids, when they're young, they just want to play right away. And, that was during COVID, but he spoke so highly of Bryce and thought that this would be a great fit for him. But I have tremendous respect for what Coach Stoops has done. It's almost like 10 years ago, they said, Kentucky can't compete in the SEC. Like us, how many people I hear day in and day out, why do we play in such a tough conference? Well, guess what? Playing a tough conference is going to prepare you nationally, just like they have Kentucky. And look at Kentucky, they're in the top 10 now, and they compete in the SEC. They go to bowl games, they win, and their next step is to win the SEC. And, so it's kind of a blueprint, can we do the same thing here at Youngstown State in the Missouri Valley? Can we recruit to what we need to? It started at Kentucky. They had to recruit the players at Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida are recruiting, and then to develop those young men to be able to compete week in and week out because, their schedule, guess what? They don't have any soft ones, just like we won't have any soft ones the rest of the way out.
You preach grit and that blue-collar mentality. Do you see Youngstown at Kentucky?
Oh, yes. Yes, without question. I think if you're from Youngstown, you carry that no matter where. And I think that's why you see a lot of successful coaches, whether it was Bobby Stoops, Mike Stoops, Bo Pelini, all those guys, and there's a lot of assistant coaches. I think it's the upbringing and the football that they were taught. All of us, started football in the Valley here, and the high school coaches that you had, your assistant coaches you had kind of instilled that in you and allowed you to carry that on into your coaching career.
We have other teams in the conference hanging with these teams in the last couple of minutes having a chance to win. Use that as extra motivation.
Yeah, we show. And look at our league with South Dakota State against Iowa. I probably showed, the past 10 years, where, teams have gone in and competed and won. Nowadays, guess what? It's hard to win college football games. I know Coach Stoops will have his guys ready to go because guess what? On any given Saturday, we're dealing with 18 to 23-year-old young men, and to make sure that their mindset is ready each and every week, that's probably the biggest challenge I think head coaches have, is just making sure their team's ready to play in those guaranteed 11 games each and every Saturday. So, for us, yes, teams have done it. And for us, I told our kids, you just need our A-plus players to play A+. We need to be the best version of ourselves. And that's regardless of who we're playing. If we're the best version of ourselves, then we're putting ourselves in a position to be successful.
Talk a lot about each week taking a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last step before conference play.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the kind of step you need to get ready for Missouri Valley Football Conference when you take on a team like that?
Yes, it really does. And it, for us to see, okay, fundamentals, physicality, can we be violent? Can we be physical? Can we play fundamentally sound football? Can we take care of the football? Can we eliminate the penalties? If we can do those things on Saturday, guess what? Then we're preparing ourselves for the rest of our schedule.
After this week, you have a bye. Do you have any special plans for that bye week?
I really haven't put much thought into it. Again, I'm thinking about Wednesday practice, but we will. We'll put. You have preseason. You put in a bye schedule, and usually you follow that. And so we'll follow that schedule. Really haven't put too much thought into it, but I got Saturday long drive home. They'll put thoughts into our next week's schedule, but having a bye week every year, that's a time that you can focus really on your 2s and 3s and continue to develop those players. And it's a huge that you come out of the bye week and maybe some young men that aren't getting the reps, now they get the reps during that week and they come out better football players.
You like having it before conference play?
Yeah, I focus on things I can control. They don't let me pick when it is. So, it's going to be before conference play. So if it was week 7, it's week 7. So those are things I don't put much thought into. I deal with the schedule they give us, and usually I'll be thinking about that schedule on the way home from Kentucky.